You go right there and...
Okay.
Oh, did I mess that up?
No, I'll sit all the way on the end.
We'll put Brittany's husband on the end.
Well, that's where you're supposed to sit. I thought, well, maybe I should be in the middle, but anyway, this is
Would
all
you like
good.
to be in?
You don't care where we sit as long as we say the right thing, right? Okay.
Let's see. We're going to be sharing our notes here.
Okay.
The first question we have for you, there are many friends in our room right now who know what the Imagination Library is, but for some of our friends who are tuning in online, will you please explain what the Imagination Library is and why it's so important?
Well, what it is a little program where we give books to children. From the time they're born, they get a book once a month until they start kindergarten. And, of course, that way they get the little book in the mail with their own little name on it. And they love that. When they get big enough to go to the mailbox or when they get big enough to say, Mama, read me this, Uncle Joe, read me this. It's really a great way to teach children when they're very young to learn to love books and to learn to read. And the program happened 30 years ago when my father was still alive. And I thought, well, my dad was a country boy, grew up in the rural areas in East Tennessee and didn't get a chance to go to school. So my daddy couldn't read and write. And he was always real embarrassed about that. And that always troubled me because he thought he couldn't learn to read after he was grown. But Daddy was one of the smartest people that you would ever want to know. And he was my hero, really. And so one day I was just thinking about something I could do for my dad because he had done so much for us. Mom and Dad had 12 kids. I'm one of 12. There's 6 girls and 6 boys in the family. And I thought, well, I need to do something for Daddy while he's still living. So I started the little program, the Imagination Library. And so I thought, well, it'll be great here for the Sevier County, our little county. Maybe go a couple of counties over. But Governor Bredesen at the time, Phil Bredesen, he got a hold of it. And he said, this is a really great program. So they took it statewide. Next thing you know, it's in Canada. Next thing you know, it's here and there and different places all over the world. And to date, we have given away, I think, like 240 million books since we started. But I want you to know my dad was very involved, and I would always ask Daddy's opinion. Daddy was really smart. I always wondered what all he might have been had he been able to read. But Daddy helped me so much in getting the program going, and he loved it when the kids called me the book lady. In fact, he was prouder of that than I was a country star. He thought that was just great, and Daddy got to live long enough to see it doing so well. So anytime I go out to a place like this and talk about it, I always feel like Daddy's just right here with me. So that's the story of how it all started.
That's amazing.
Well, we are celebrating today that now in all 120 Kentucky counties, your Dolly Parton Imagination Library is helping every single one of our Kentucky children.
Yay! You know, I was so excited to come here to just hear that. We're in several states, but we're still working on some others. But being so close to home here, I was so excited to come up here and be able to let you know just how much I appreciate it in person. So thank you. And, of course, back home we have tags on our cars and all the money that people buy, those vanity tags, is that what they call them? And it says the Imagination Library. So a lot of the states that are taking this on as statewide, we might even hit on you to do some of that. So more money can go into the Imagination Library. I don't get the money.
Well, I think we have a legislator in the audience, so I hope he's listening.
I think Dolly is an effective lobbyist. So 120 counties in Kentucky, 21 states, 240 million books. Did you ever even dream that it would get this big?
No, but I dream big. I always have. You never think about how much or how many. Like I said at the time, I was just wanting to do something great for my daddy and something that I could be involved with my dad. And I thought, well, maybe if it does good here in Sevier County, then like I mentioned, maybe, over in a couple of the counties around. But boy, it just caught on. I think it was meant to be, and it just makes me feel good. It's simple, it's easy. It's not for poor people. It is for poor people, but it's for all people. All you got to do in the hospital, usually they'll come around to your room if you've had a new baby, and they say, would you like to sign up to the Imagination Library? You don't have to do anything but sign, and there's no obligation, and these kids get these books, and it just makes me feel so good. So most people are signing up and having books to their little kids, and all the little kids, when they age out, I get these letters all the time. We don't want to quit getting our books. We want more books. So eventually we might try to do some other programs until maybe they're a little older.
It's wonderful. It sounds in hearing you speak that your dad is a huge inspiration in your life. Could you maybe elaborate more on your dad, or if there's anybody else who has really inspired you throughout your life?
Well, my family has always been my greatest inspiration. My mother's people are all very musical, so I was very close to all of them because we all played together. That's how I learned to play all the musical instruments that I play, and anybody that would come to our house, we would play and sing, and it was an inspiration to me to just sit around on the front porch singing with my family and hearing all their stories, and they were all spiritual people. My grandpa was preacher, so I grew up in the church, believing all things are possible and all of that. So I was inspired by my family, and just anybody that's trying to do great things, trying to make the world a better place, that inspires me.
You've become very well known in your philanthropy life worldwide. The Imagination Library, perhaps the biggest mark you have left in that arena. Do you agree? And how would you like to be remembered years from now?
Well, I want to be remembered as a person that's done good things or tried to. Of course, I want to be known as a songwriter and a singer, but I can honestly say that the Imagination Library has meant as much, if not more, to me than nearly anything that I've ever done. Certainly anything that I do in my charity work or anything like that. Of course, I'll always be a singer-songwriter, but I just hope people will just say, she was a good old girl. She tried hard, she worked hard, and she tried to make the world a better place and try to make people happy, and I will be doing that till I keel over.
I think there's millions of children and families across the country who would agree that you've done amazing things.
I think you're checking all those boxes.
Well, thank you. I try.
So the book today, which, thank you for that gift,
welcome.
The Coat of Many Colors, part of your Imagination Library, and of course based on one of your most famous songs. Tell us, is that why you picked it, the central role it plays in the Imagination Library?
Well, it's important to me because so much of, even like our Dollywood theme park, that's where our Imagination Library is centered there, the foundation. But I just love to do things to bring families together because we have, like I say, the big family and a spiritual family for the most part. Of course, we had our backsliders. None of us were all that good. And I said I was a Christian, but not necessarily a good one. But I just think, so as much as you can do for families, that's why we call our Dollywood like it's a vacation destination. And so I think it's great anytime that when I was talking about when the little kid gets the books, it'll bring somebody in the family in to read with it to show them how the book goes. So I just always try to do things to keep families united, and my mom was a great force in our life. My dad, I talked about and loved him dearly, but Mom was just one of those people that could tell you anything, make it sound like that was just the only thing there was. So she'd tell you anything make it sound good. She's a great cook. She'd cook anything and make it taste good, no matter what we had in the house. She had it. She'd go, remember that old fable of the stone soup? Now, we were poor people, so sometimes Mama, for just fun, we didn't have a lot going on, so she'd say, y'all need to run out there and pick up some rocks, some stones, and wash them up real good. Run down the creek and wash them up. because I'm going to make stone soup tonight. So we'd all get down, wash our little rocks, and then she said, line them up out there on the front porch, and I'll pick the one that I think is going to be the right one for this supper. So we'd do all that, and Mama just had a way of knowing which child needed a little extra attention. Maybe we got a whipping, maybe we were sick or had been sick or whatever. So Mama would choose that particular rock, and she said, now put those others over there in that basket. We'll get around to them sooner or later. So whatever she was cooking, she would put that stone in there, and whoever rock she picked, we'd all feel good that we'd help feed the family for a day. So Mama just had a way of just taking things and making it special. And that's why this little song, Coat of Many Colors, talks about the love of family. It also talks about bullying. It talks about people being different. So they teach a lot of lessons in schools from the little Coat of Many Colors book. So I'm just proud that back in the day, who knew that anything like that would be important now, but you just never know what good you're going to do. So I'm so proud of that song. I'm proud of my mom, and I'm proud of my dad.
One final question for you. Is there anything you have coming up that you can talk about or give us a little tease of something that might be in the works?
Lord, I've always got something in the works. I'm always selling cakes and cookies and Duncan Hines. Y'all been seeing all the cakes you've been cooking in your mouth. And I just made a deal with Conagra, which I'm going to have a whole frozen food line. I have a cookbook coming out with my sister Rachel. It's called Good Look and Cooking. And I stole that from Hank Williams, because you know how we'd always go in the house and say anybody was in the kitchen, which everybody was, we'd do that song, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? You know that song, don't you? Well, wait, why don't you sing that little part with me? Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? So I thought, well, that'd be a great name for a cookbook. So my sister's beautiful, but she also makes some beautiful food too. Hers is prettier than mine. Mine tastes good. Mine tastes like Mama's and my aunt's and all that. Ours was never as good looking as Rachel's. She knows how to make it taste good and look good. But that's coming out on... the biggie, though, I am writing my life story as a musical for Broadway. And I am going to be having that. We're working on it now, and it takes months and months to get those kind of things together. So I wrote the music, a lot of original stuff, but also, of course, there'll be all the hits that you know, but it'll be telling what was going on at that time. So I'm hoping you're going to love that. That's supposed to come out in 26.
Well, we can't thank you enough for both this talk, for everything you've done with the Imagination Library, but I know everyone in this historic theater, and can we give it up for this theater?
I love this theater. Is the name of it not like Lyric? I thought how appropriate for me to come to a theater called Lyric, since I do write lyrics.
But everybody out here is thinking one thing with one question. Given that you're in
I will. I'm going to sing I don't have a band. I'm just going to sing a couple of songs with my guitar. Coat of Many Colors is going to be one of them. So let me get the boys out here to set me up a mic and bring my guitar out, and y'all can sit back there and listen to me sing. Or you can sit here and listen to me sing. All right, they'll get me set up. Okay. Oh, does that go with me, that mic?
Is this the one you wanted to use? Yes.
Okay. Hello. Well, this is a good-looking dude. He may be running for governor next. That's Steve Summers. He's our creative director. He's the one that does a lot of things for me, one of them making my clothes. I said, well, I need a tuxedo type thing. I said, I'm going to go statewide in Kentucky. Anyway, so are you ready for me to sing Coat of Many Colors? I already told you the story, so here we go. You guys ready? All right. Well, I have to have some music here. I got to turn all my stuff on. Hello, hello. Are we back there, boys? Well, I guess I could sing it a cappella because my guitar ain't working. All right, so I'll just sing it. Oh, back through the years I go wandering once again, back to the seasons of my youth, and I recall a box of rags someone gave us, and how my mama put the rags to use. Now there were rags of many colors, but every piece was small, and I didn't have a coat, and it was way down in the fall. So mama sewed the rags together, sewing every piece with love. She made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. While mama sewed, she told a story from the Bible she had read about a coat of many colors Joseph wore. And then she said, I hope this coat will bring you good luck and happiness. And I couldn't wait to wear it, and mama blessed it with a kiss. My coat of many colors that mama made for me, made only from rags, but I wore it so proudly. And although we had no money, I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors mama made for me. And so, with patches on my breeches and holes in both my shoes, in my coat of many colors, well, I just hurried off to school just to find the others laughing and making fun of me in my that Mom had made for me. But they didn't try to make them see that one is only poor only if they choose to be. Oh, I know we had no money, but I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors Mama made for me, 'cause she made it just for me. Thank you. Thank you. Are we working? Huh? Is this working?
Do you want to try for the other one, or do you
Yeah,
want
they have it?
I don't know.
All right, I was going to sing another one. Let me see if they've got my guitar and stuff working. If they do, we'll go. Well, thank you for that. There's a song that I wrote, actually, about for the Imagination Library. So I was going to play it on my guitar, but I can't get no sound out of here. Not good enough. Are you ready, guys? You got it? Oh, they do. Oh, yeah. And thank you again for the Imagination Library all over Kentucky. God bless you. Thank you. We'll see you later.
Just a minute. I'm Jane Beshear, and I am chair of the advisory committee for the Kentucky Imagination Library. And I just want to say to Dolly that we got started in this during my husband's administration, and certainly Andy has carried it on. But one of the things that we have always felt as our family is that you are put on this earth to do something to make the world better. And I want to say Kentucky says to you, Dolly, you have done it.
Well, I met you and your wonderful husband backstage, and I think that all good people are trying to do good things to help good people do whatever that we can do. So I just think we all need to be loving a little more these days, trying a little harder these days to try to make the world a better place for all of us. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. I'm a hypocrite myself. I believe in all things good, and thank you so much for that sweet thing, okay, that you said. Thanks again, everybody.
I think they're going to pack up, but I think you all have given her a true Kentucky welcome.